And I shall remain here in a society where activity is very prominent. And if I am in the mode of ignorance, I may be degraded to animal life or lower grade of human life. But for a devotee, there is no concern for this life or the next life, because if in any life he does not desire elevation in material prosperity or high grade or low grade life, he prays to the Lord, my dear Lord, it doesn't matter where I am born, but let me born, even as an ant, in the house of a devotee. A pure devotee does not pray to the Lord for liberation from this material bondage. Actually, the pure devotee never thinks that he is fit for liberation. Considering his past life and his mischievous activities, he thinks that he is fit to be sent to the lowest region of hell. If in this life I am trying to become a devotee, this does not mean that in my many past lives I was 100% pious. That's not possible. A devotee, therefore, is always conscious of his real position. Only by his full surrender to the Lord, by the Lord's grace, are his sufferings made shorter. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, surrender unto me and I will give you protection from all kinds of sinful reaction. That is his mercy. But this does not mean that one who has surrendered to the lotus feet of Lord has committed no misdeeds in his past lives. A devotee always prays, for my misdeeds may I be born again and again, but my only prayer is that I may not forget your service. The devotee has that much mental strength and he prays to the Lord, may I be born again and again, but let me be born in the home of a pure devotee so that I may again get a chance to develop myself. A pure devotee is not anxious to elevate himself in his next birth. He has already given up that sort of hope. In any life in which one is born as a householder or even an animal, one must have some children, some resources, some possessions. But a devotee is not anxious to possess anything. He is satisfied with whatever is obtainable by God's grace. He is not at all attached to improving his social status or improving the status of education of his children. He is not neglectful, he is dutiful, but he does not spend too much time on the upliftment of temporary household or social life. He fully engages in the service of Lord, and for other affairs he simply spares as much as time as absolutely necessary. Yatha upayunjitaha. Such a pure devotee does not care for what is going to happen in the next life or in this life. He does not care even for family, children, or society. Fully engages in the service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness. Stated in Bhagavad Gita that without the knowledge of the devotee, the Lord arranges for the devotee to be immediately transferred to his transcendental abode just after leaving his body. After leaving his body, he does not go into the womb of another mother. The ordinary common living entity after death is transferred to the womb of another mother. According to his karma or activities, to take another type of body. The ordinary common living entity after birth is transferred to the womb of another mother according to his karma or activities to take another type of body. But as far as devotee is concerned, he is at once transferred to the spiritual world in the association of the Lord. That's the Lord's special mercy. How is possible is explained in the following verses. Because he is all powerful, the Lord can do anything and everything. He can excuse all sinful reactions. He can immediately transfer a person to Vaikuntha Loka. That is inconceivable. Power of the Supreme Personality of God, who is favorably disposed to pure devotees. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-jana-salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vacharam pangurna dhyayate giri yatkipatam vande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Viswaram. As for continuity, I'll read few previous translations. Upon seeing the charming forms of the Lord, smiling, attractive, and hearing his very pleasing words, the pure devotee almost loses all other consciousness. His senses are free from all other engagements and he becomes absorbed in devotional service. Thus, in spite of his unwillingness, he attains liberation without separate endeavor. Thus, because he is completely absorbed in thought of me, the devotee does not desire even the highest benedictions obtainable in the upper planetary systems, including Satya-loka. He does not desire the 8 material perfections obtained from mystic yoga, nor does he desire to be elevated to the kingdom of God. Yet, even without desiring them, the devotee enjoys, even in this life, all the upward benedictions. The Lord continued, my dear mother, devotee who receives such transcendental opulences are never bereft of them. Neither weapons nor the change of time can destroy such opulences. Because the devotee accept me as their friend, their relative, their son, preceptor, benefactor, and supreme deity, they cannot be deprived of their possessions at any time. In today's verse, thus the devotee worship me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspirations to be promoted to heavenly planets are to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. So it's very natural for the conditioned soul to be want of possessions, to be attracted of family, home, relatives, household paraphernalia. It's quite natural. Because in this conditioned life, we are deeply relate ourselves with body. We think I am body. And anything related to the body is mine. Aham mameti. Mamata. That so and so is my mother, so and so is my father, so and so is son, husband, wife, daughter, like that. So become so much attached. This analogy is given that a person becomes so much attached to his wealth that if he loses the wealth by, say, some unfortunate incident, then he, for a short time, he thinks that he has lost. Only the wealth is lost. He has lost some amount of wealth, but he is thinking that, oh, gone, he is lost. Similarly, if a person loses his very near and dear one, thinks that there is no use of living. There is no use of living. Why I did not die along with him? Why I am living? Or so much attached. So, because of this attachment, only we are actually born and again, born in this world again and again. You see that how Bharat Maharaj, even after reaching to the Bhava stage, by the Supreme Will, somehow he got attached to a stag. And because of that, he has to be born as deer in the next life. So, because of this attachment, actually our consciousness is invested there. And because of that, we take that kind of body. Say that if a man is very attached to a woman, he will be born next life as a woman. Woman is born attached to a man, she will be born as a man. So, like that. Here it is explained that pure devotees of the Lord, actually they become free from these material attachments. It is very, very difficult to give up this attachment. Very difficult. This story comes in somewhere in Puranas, where Indra once he disrespected his Guru Brihaspati, and he was first to be born as a hawk. And he took birth in the hawk family, but even he took birth in the hawk family because of his pious activities as being Indra. He was born in a very strong, nice hawk family, and he was having so many companions with Seahawks, and then he had begotten many children from them. So somehow he was also enjoying life, ugly life, eating his food, and roaming in the gutter. So like this went on. When his period of fast was exhausted, Brahma, seeing that someone needed to take care of the heavenly affairs, universal affairs, then he thought of Indra and then appeared in that place where Indra was living as a hawk, and he told him, "Now come out of it, and let's go. You are Indra." And he started saying, "What you are saying? You don't have any heart. You want to separate myself with my family. If I go, what will happen to my queen hawk, my prince hawk, my princess hawk? What they are going to do without me? Who will look after them? Please don't speak like this." So the Brahma was bewildered. What is this? Where is the enjoyment of Indra's position, and where is this hawk? But Brahma was bewildered and was thinking what to do now. He was not ready to come at all after several requests also. Then Brahma, one by one, killed all his wives, children, everyone he killed. And then he was left alone. And then he was thinking, why I am living alone? Better I also die. And then at that time Brahma came and said, "Now you come with me." And he said, "Okay, let me come with you." That's how he resumed his position. So the living entities become so attached to their material livings. But devotee of the Lord becomes free from this attachment, because as I explained here in previous translations, that the devotee of the Lord is meditating on the beautiful form of the Lord, and he gets, by mercy of the Lord, he gets the enlightenment. He understands that I am not the body, I am spirit soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is my supreme father, and he falls in attraction with the Supreme Lord, and that attraction is so natural and strong that all attractions becomes very feeble and vanishes. They are saying that if at all you have a desire to enjoy material life, you should never look at that boy who is having a bluish color and bent in three places and holding a flute, and then he is smiling, very mildly he is smiling, and he has wear this forest flower garland and yellow cloth, he is having a peacock feather. You never should look at this, look at towards that boy, Mukunda. It's a prayer, I think, Mukunda is never look at Krishna, because when we look towards Krishna, actually Krishna removes all ignorance in our heart. What is this ignorance? Abhadrani. What is this Abhadrani? Two aspirations to enjoy material world. Krishna removes all these material aspirations. And devotee becomes so much attracted towards the Lord, that he doesn't want anything else. Like there is a incident, Sanatana Goswami was approached by a person. Actually this person was devotee of Lord Shiva, and the Lord Shiva, when he was pleased, this person asked him, please give me something by which my poverty will be removed. Then Lord Shiva said, oh, that's all, you go to Sanatana Goswami, he will give you. You ask him that give him something so that your poverty will be removed. Then he went to Lord Sanatana Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami said, oh, what you are asking? Just go there, some garbage is there, and that you will find the touchstone, you take it. Touchstone is a stone where, like, if you touch anything, it becomes iron, becomes gold. So he found the touchstone and went to home, and then this is how he made lot of gold and became very rich. And then he explained to his wife that this is how this touchstone was kept in a garbage. And wife said, you are very fool, big fool. If there is, he has kept the touchstone in a garbage, that must be, that means he must be having much more valuable things. Because he is keeping this touchstone in the garbage, then where he is keeping his precious things. So you should go back and ask him for that. Then this person went and again went to Sanatana Goswami and requested that you give me that thing, which is the most valuable, precious for you. Then he said, oh, you want that? Sanatana Goswami replied, you want that? Then you have to throw this touchstone in Yamuna. Then he took got this touchstone back from his wife and then put this into Yamuna. And then Sanatana Goswami initiated him in the chanting of holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this way, see that devotees are naturally become free from material possessiveness, because there is no need for any material possessions, because they are already in connection with Krishna. Another story is there when fruit vendor came to exchange fruits, and Lord Krishna saw this fruit vendor, and he also wanted to get some fruit, because he used to see that my father will get fruits in exchange of some grains. So he went and asked Mother Yasoda, give me some grains, I want to get some fruits. Mother Yasoda gave some grains to him, but Krishna, while carrying his hands were small and all of the grains fell down. And then when he opened his wrist, there was no grain left. But that fruit vendor, he was so attracted to seeing the beautiful form of Krishna and his lovely talk and his smile. Then she was completely charmed. And she said, no, don't worry, all these fruits, you are the most qualified person to have this, take everything. And she gave everything to him. And Krishna was like full hand, everything he was carrying, and then he ran towards his mother. And then fruit vendor was looking towards Krishna only. But when she turned and looked towards her basket, she was also very surprised. Her whole basket was filled with valuable gems, rubies, diamonds, pearls, all these things. And she was wondering, each one of these stones are as much as valuable as they can purchase entire of Kamsa's kingdom. So precious, valuable stones, all of them. And she was so much surprised. But she was not thinking about the stones now, because she has already seen Krishna. She was so much attracted to see Krishna. She was so much attracted to always remember Krishna. And she took that stone, that basket kept on her head, and she was constantly thinking of Krishna. The tears were constantly flowing from her eyes, and she went and dropped all these stones into Yamuna. It is described. She dropped all the stones, everything into Yamuna again. She said, I don't need all these things. Right? That look is enough. So, actually, Krishna destroys all the ignorance from our heart and completely get attracted towards him. This is living entities' natural phenomena, that living entities are attracted towards the Supreme Lord. So here the Lord is also saying that, take him to the other side of birth and death. The Lord frees his devotees from this Mrityu Samsara Sagara. Krishna is telling that in Bhagavad Gita that I take him also to the other side from this ocean. This is a great ocean of birth and death, Bhava Sagar. But taking birth, dying, taking birth, dying. So Krishna mercifully seeing devotees very difficult situation, he takes him out of this Bhava Sagar, birth and death, ocean of birth and death. So this is a special mercy of the Lord. So it is described here that to whom this happens, to a person or to a devotee who is having unflinching, who is performing unflinching devotional service. Okay. So unflinching devotional service is described that he gives up all aspiration to be promoted in heavenly planets or to become happy in this life. So he has no material motivation. No material motivation to perform devotional service. We may have so many material motivations. It's like described as puja la pratishtha. It's a subtle aspiration to aspire for be respected, worshipped, or adored, or in grossly you want some material riches or something in exchange with devotional service, position, or anything else. So devotees who is having unflinching devotional service, they have no motivation to perform no material motivation to perform devotional service. They just want to serve the Lord naturally. There is no material motivation. And they continue their devotional service even in all difficult situations. Apratihata. Ahetuki apratihata. So, whatever situations the devotee is put, he will continue to perform his devotional service. He cannot be without serving the Lord. It's an unflinching devotional service. No material motivation. Ahetuki apratihata. Continuously he does that naturally. So to such a person, to such a devotee, Krishna immediately relieves them from this ocean of birth and death. For that, a devotee doesn't have to specially pay request to the Lord. It is described in the purport by Prabhupada that a pure devotee never thinks himself to be qualified to go to Vaikuntha. Because in the past, conditioned soul have performed so many sinful activities. From time immemorial, we are in this material world. In each and every life, in every steps, we see that so many sinful activities is done. So pure devotee thinks that I have performed so many of sinful activities, and actually I am fit to suffer and be born again and again. So definitely, this cycle is never going to end because so much backlog is there of sinful activities. So I only pray to the Lord, my Lord, somehow now I am being awakened and I want to be your devotee. Let me be born again and again, but let me be engaged in your service. Let me get a chance to serve you. Let me take birth in a family of a devotee where I will get an opportunity to hear about you. I will never forget you. So this is how what's a devotee is aspiring. He's not aspiring, he knows that he's not fit to go back to Godhead. Though he may be qualified, but he never thinks himself qualified. But the Lord is very kind upon his devotees. He frees them. Whether they are qualified or not qualified, out of his causeless mercy, he frees them from this cycle of birth and death. see so many devotees going back to Godhead, how Dhruva Maharaj went back to Godhead. It is described that he put his lotus feet on the head of death personified, and then he climbed up on this Vimana, came from the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. He climbed up on that and went back to Godhead. And then while going, he saw that his mother Suniti has already boarded the plane before him. So he saw her plane also. She was also going back to Godhead. You see that how Tukaram Ji Maharaj, he went back to Godhead. His body itself, in the same body, he went back to Godhead. This means his body was spiritual. While going, people watched him also. They watched him, and he paid his tributes to all these people surrounding him, and they were all performing kirtan, and he left from there. So many devotees going back to God, described in Bhagavatam, many places. It is described that Prachetas, they all went back to God, 10,000 children of Daksha, and again another 1,000 children. There are so many people going back to God because Krishna is delivering them. So, whatever we try to possess in this material world is temporary. Wealth, children, cattle, home, all these things, or anything else, everything is temporary. Short, as long as this body is there, we may possess this, but we have to leave it. Jagannath Baldeswar Maharaj ki, Nisai Gaur Sundar ki, Surya Bhagavan ki jai. So we cannot hold all these material things because our body itself is temporary. All things related with the body is also similarly temporary. And going back to heavenly planets, there also we cannot stay for a long time. Forever we cannot stay there. Chinya Punyam Nitya Lokam said that as soon as this Punya becomes nullified, then one has to again come back to this mortal world. So, if they are temporary, then why we should aspire for all these things so much? We should aspire for those things which are going to remain with us always. That is the best things. Why to collect those things which we are going to leave anyway? We should collect such things which we can carry with us. And that is bhakti, service to the Lord, Krishna consciousness. The person who is wise invests his effort to develop Krishna consciousness. When Kapil Dev is describing to his mother Devahuti that this what living entity should try to develop Krishna consciousness, and Lord Chaitanya has given us such a simple process. It's by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. All unwanted things will be just removed from our consciousness. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, all unwanted things will be removed. And we will develop the natural affection for the Lord. This is a very simple process given by Lord Chaitanya. Just that we have to sincerely chant this holy name of the Lord, attentively hear the holy name of the Lord, and rest assured that as here described, that we will have a spontaneous attraction towards the Lord and will be delivered from this material world. So this is also a simple process, and in this lifetime itself, very short life, already we have finished almost, but whatever remaining time is there with us, if we sincerely chant and hear always, then we can rest assured Krishna will show his mercy to all of us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.